I think none of my classmates are popular, but I remember a senior who is popular in the boxing arena, Bukum Bankum, was my senior. I don't know whether he completed or not, but I remember when I was in primary school, he was in JHS or so. Bobby Shorts, he used to play Accra House of Folk, and
Yeah,
then later he
table.
played Olympics and then Accra House of Folk. So Bobby Short was also
Yeah.
he was my direct classmate. I remember those days when we do school team selection. He will not train, but every day his jersey is ready because he was a fantastic player. Growing up in Jamestown is a beautiful thing. You learn a lot. It's either you survive, you become a good boy, or you don't survive and become a bad boy and that kind of
Or
thing.
you become a boxer.
You see the thing. I mean, at a point, I wanted to be a fisherman. I remember, you know, it was we were going for the morning and afternoon sessions where it's either you're going for a morning session or you go to afternoon session. And afternoon sessions start from 12, so you go and report at 12, and then you go for your primary assembly, and then you go to the classroom by 1 and all that. I remember one day I told my parents that I won't go again. They were looking for me actually, and by the time they realized around 4, I came home with fish. And my mom got the fish and threw it in the dustbin because she didn't want me. I said, they asked me, what really do I want to become? I said, I want to be a fisherman. And then my father was like, no, it's good to be a fisherman, but you have to go to school. And then after, you know how to, control your workers and all that. And then I was like, okay, school is important.
Hello, ma. Open it back to the jail. I almost even got the jail. Go defend in Ghana. Yes. It's in the big commander. This one. Majaya Jumaro. Nah. Nije. Come in and draw. Ose. Officer, I'm leaving us. Yeah, 5 pink corners. Go there. Wait here. You. I resign. So I was going to soldier. I swear.
My name is Yaw Agyei, and welcome to Life After School. Does school really determine your future, or that is what we've been told? For years, we've measured success by grades and degrees. But what if life has other plans? In a world where dropouts build empires and top students still struggle, it's time we ask real questions. Welcome to Life After School, the podcast where we explore the truth about education, success, and everything in between. Whether you're a straight A student, a university dropout, or just trying to figure things out, this is the space for you. Let's challenge the system, hear real stories, and also discover what really shapes our future beyond the classroom. Life after school. School ends, but the journey doesn't. Hi, and welcome to Life After School. My name is Yaw Agyei. So my guest today is Prince Amoabe, not the rich man, but the future rich man. Welcome to Life After School, Prince Amoabe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And how are you doing, Prince?
I'm great. What about you?
I am very well. So, Prince, for the purposes of today's conversation, we want to know about your educational and career journey. Many of us have seen you on our screens, but we don't know the education and career journey behind the person we see on screen. So, for the purposes of today, why don't we go back to where you started schooling from?
Okay, so I mean, my early day, when I started as a toddler, I went to Legon daycare school. I remember very well. Legon daycare school, and then from there, I continued at Accra Royal basic school, the same Accra Royal Junior High School. So I did my basic school and junior high at Accra Royal School. I didn't actually go to a secondary school. So kind of I joined the school, I left, and then I wrote NOVDEC. I mean, more of like home tutored kind of thing. And then I wrote NOVDEC. I passed once, and then to the University of Ghana. I studied theater arts, majored in theater arts, and then I graduated with a first class. Basically, that's my educational journey. Yeah.
So congratulations on your first class. Many people don't get that first class. For you, you've
Thank
been
you.
able to achieve that
Yeah.
very good academic feat. So I'm going to take you back to your beginnings. Why did you not pursue the actual pathway of going into senior high school?
Why didn't I go to like? Why didn't I attend a senior high school?
Yeah.
Um, I think Daddy was more or less like traveling, being posted to a different place and all that. And I think I'm the only one amongst the family who it wasn't anything. It wasn't like they put me in school and I didn't want to, or I was stubborn or something. He felt like the way he's been moving around, he cannot move with me and let me join school, leave school and all that. So it got people to just teach me. And then I joined one school, Accra Secondary Technical School, at a point just to have a feel of how the educational kind of vibe is. And then I came back and then I wrote Navtech and then that's it. So not like the guy was stubborn and he didn't want to go to school and then he had to stop and all that, but I mean because of movement um and all that, so I had to just study at home and then get ready for the exams and I went to write. Yeah.
Okay, so let me take you back into Legon, right? If I were to pitch Legon against Cantonment, or I am pitching Legon against maybe a place like East Legon, in terms of the quality of schools around, and also in terms of the quality of students who will be in this school, in these schools, right? What was it like schooling in Legon, and who were your class?
Okay, so I mean, Kolegono, like I said, Kolegono is like the nursery school. So as a toddler, you wouldn't remember much. The one I remember much, like the one that I have my mind on, is primary and junior high school at Jamestown, which is the Accra Royal
Yeah,
Junior
that is
High
what I
School.
want to speak. Yeah, that is what I want to speak
Aha,
about.
okay, sure. So the Accra Royal Junior High School, I mean, it was fun. It was fun in the sense that growing up in Jamestown is a beautiful thing. You learn a lot. It's either you survive, you become a good boy, or you don't survive and become a bad boy, and that kind of
Or
thing.
you become a boxer.
You see the thing. I mean, at a point, I wanted to be a fisherman. I remember, it was we were going for the morning and afternoon sessions,
Mhm.
where it's either you're going for a morning session or you go to afternoon session, and afternoon session start from 12. So you go and report at 12 and then you go for your primary assembly and then you go to the classroom by 1 and all that. I remember one day I told my parents that I won't go again. They were looking for me actually. And by the time they realized around 4, I came home with fish, and my mom got the fish and threw it in the dustbin because she didn't want me. I said, what? They asked me, what really do I want to become? I said, I want to be a fisherman. And then my father was like, no, it's good to be a fisherman, but you have to go to school. And then after, you know how to, control your workers and all that. And then I was like, okay, school is important. And so Jamestown is beautiful. Accra, I have beautiful classmates. I think none of my classmates are popular, but I remember a senior who is popular in the boxing arena, Bukum Bankum, was my senior. I don't know whether he completed or not, but I remember when I was in primary school, he was in JHS or so. Bobby Shorts, he used to play Accra House of Folk, and
Yeah,
then later he
table.
played Olympics and then Accra House of Folk. So Bobby Short was also
Yeah.
he was my direct classmate. I remember those days when we do school team selection. He would not train, but every day his jersey is ready because he was a fantastic player. Some are footballers. I remember one captain, the under 17, something like he was also my senior. I mean, some of the guys came through, and some were footballers, boxers. I mean, that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting background. So, I want us to speak about your journey into the performing arts. How did that journey begin for you, and at what point did you realize that I do have a creative gift from God?
Okay, so I mean, I was performing in church. I mean, drama and all that. But I didn't know that I had a talent to be an actor or that kind of thing. until I entered the University of Ghana. Even that, I wanted to do a background something. Maybe when it comes to the components of theater, we have light, you can do sound, you can do makeup, you can do costume, you can do stage hands, a whole lot. You can even do the theater management. You manage the whole piece for those who are coming to do the production house. You can manage the whole play and all that. So I wanted to be at the background. I think it was until level 200 when I was on campus and a car passed by. They stopped. They were like, "Oh, we are going to shoot an advert and you fit the role." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not an actor." They said, "No, you can do it. You really fit it." I didn't want to do it, but when they told me how much they are going to pay, I was like, "Okay, let me give it a try." So I went for the audition and they picked me, and that's when I did my first telecommunication advert with MTN. Duck is tasty with Bolare. I mean, it was fantastic. But then social media was not huge like this, so it was. I mean, it was big. That time it was really huge. MTN Duck is tasty. I remember very well, and so it was from there. And I had a friend called Benjamin Solomon, Dr. So shout out to you, bro. He was the accent type, and I was always with him. So when I go and um, he goes for the audition and all that, your friend can also act, so let's give him a role. Still, I was not getting the clue because I went for the first audition and they didn't pick me. And the Ntatia was like, it's not all about being aggressive and all that. Until one class classmate of mine, may her soul rest in peace, Victoria, he was like, "You are funny. Anything that you say is just funny. You should just become a comedian or something." I was like, "Hey, I'm not a comedian." So Roson's Universal Robots it was a stage play by level 400 students. So I was part of the play, and that's where I discovered that okay, there is some talent where I can actually make people laugh. Then that's why the whole thing picked up from. Yeah.
So, in terms of your studies at the University of Ghana, you did mention you got a first class. What were your electives, or what were the courses you studied at the undergraduate level?
Oh, there are a whole lot. You do both the practical and then the theory. I mean, the practical has to do with, being on stage, performing, acting, and a whole lot. The theory has to do with the study introduction to the theater, where you talk of the medieval theater, you talk of the Ghanaian contemporary theater, which also involves, how concept party came into being. So it's a whole lot of component. You do the medieval theater, I mean, you even do theater for development, which has to do with, doing a performance piece to educate people in a community. For instance, when there is an outbreak of like, let's say, sickness or something, a disease, you can put up a play to educate the people in the community. So you go to Choco, for instance, and there's cholera. So you do a play to educate the people about cholera. Normally, what they watch as a drama piece sticks in their minds than what they listen. So the nurses will come and give their talk. Then let's say the DC or the MP will come and talk to them, and then we'll put the whole piece into a performance. So theater has a whole lot of components. It has the theater, drama in education. You also do the medieval theater, the Gregorian theater. It's a whole lot. So you study a lot. You really have to learn a lot, and you pass through it. And I majored in theater management, which has to do with the management of the theater, writing of proposals, putting pieces together, promoting the show, making sure the theater is ready, well ventilated. I mean, the seats are well arranged, making sure that the stage is ready, props, everything is on point, light is well positioned, sound is, has a beautiful cue, the rehearsal is on point. So theater is a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
So, with theater, right? A lot of people have misconceptions. They'll pass by the theater department and they'll go like, "This is the odontology department. When you finish, there's no job for you. Odontology, the school, and then out the day." If where to send a message of that mindset, what would you say? Tell me.
I believe that any course that you read at the university depends on you, whether you'll be able to work with it or not. it all depends on you. Somebody can, if you can even study medicine. If you are not serious and you don't take it serious and you play with it, you end up maybe not doing what you learned. You can do law. If you don't really take it serious, you might end up not practicing it. It's the same thing with the theater. When you really take it serious. So I mean, I can say that throughout my batch, it's only a few who are really practicing, theater. And I would say that I'm always very excited that through the number of years that I completed university, I never worked for anybody. I was always working for myself because we had our own production house, Talk of the Nyan Support, Talk of PB Entertainment. We were doing our own thing. So kind of through the course, I was able to employ myself and then also employ others, where we put up a play at the National Theatre. PB Entertainment, if I'll not exaggerate, we've done like 5 plays at the National Theatre, where we employ people, we employ sound personnel, light personnel, cast, in order to come and feature, and then we pay at the end of the day. So if you take theater art very serious, you didn't have to even go and chase anybody to employ you. You can actually create employment for yourself, and then you'll be okay. Yeah.
So, in terms of mainstream career, right? You did mention the MTN commercial, but if we talk about mainstream career in acting or even mainstream career in comedy, when was your very first breakthrough in that area?
If I will remember very well, I think my breakthrough was with Ochiame on Ochiame Kwame Versatile Show, where he gave us a platform, 2 young guys, and he saw the light, and it was like, you guys, Charlie, I'm doing Ochiame Kwame Versatile Show. I have a role for you, come and play. And it was just a small role, but at the end of the day, the video went viral. I don't know whether you saw it. There was a video where I prayed for the city, where I said that there are how many
Oh
heads are
yeah,
on the city. Yes. So that
yeah,
video,
6 heads.
yes, 6 heads. And I think that's the video that really went viral, and people were like, oh, okay, so there's a General Ntatia somewhere, and these guys, they are finding there's a Dr. So, and I think that was the video that really took us, like, came out for us. And then apart from that also, I think there was a project, a cross-cultural exchange project called Framework, where Petra Akron, put us on, and then we went to do a cultural exchange program in Germany, Düsseldorf. And then from there, Simon Efla also put us on with a play by Franz Kafka, called The Trial. So I think these pieces are the breakthrough pieces where, it paid well. It also brought us out, and then now people, oh, Charlie, so these guys are there, let's put them on. And then from there, one thing led to another, and gradually we put up more plays at the National Theatre. Talk of Money Heist, where we brought Money Heist on stage. Talk of Father Bernard, who were mostly doing trending topics, trending things, and then we put them into a play, and then, we put through education, we make it a light, and people laugh about it, and then we are able to put our message across. So that's it.
Yeah. So, your first career break, Ochame Kwame stage, prayed for the CD, 6 heads. Those were the early stages of your career. Would you say there were any early career mistakes that you made that has shaped you into the person you are today?
I would say that, I mean, by the grace of God, I have not faced challenges that much. I mean, because I always say something: when you take your time and you really program yourself very well, you don't rush. Normally, it's very difficult that you go into, you fall into trouble or get into difficult times. Because before I personally, before I come out with something, I give it a thought. I can sit down over something for a year or two before I bring it out. So normally, the things that I bring out by the grace of God are almost things that have really shaped my path already. Like, the thing has been rehearsed over and over, ready for it. Well, I've consulted people, they've given me the ideas, I've sat down. So before I bring the thing, I think I've probably sat down to fill in the house in my head before I bring it out. So when it comes out, there's no failure. So if I'll be proud to say that I have not really faced challenges, because, like I said, I really take my time to research, I can even get a material, then I'll say that this material is not ready for today. then maybe I can wait like a year or two and I'm like, this is the right time for me to release this one. So I think mostly I'm always very careful. People get backlashes and all that, but I really think through the things that I do, and I have not. I'm trying to recollect if there's even actually been a challenge, but I don't think I'm getting one in my head.
Would you say formal education through university has shaped you or has helped eliminate a lot of mistakes or has been the bedrock of your decision making in terms of being successful in a space like yours?
100%, 100%. I mean, the education, from primary, nursery, primary, GHS, and then through to the university and all that. I think that's really shaped me in the sense that, I mean, you dialogue with people through education. You meet different people, your course mates, your classmates. You learn how to share opinions. You learn how to stand in front of public and talk. When you talk about the university, where you do presentations, where you are now, you are asked questions and you talk. It gives you the courage that you can stand in front of people. And I think the whole thing started way back at the University of Ghana Drama Studio, where you have to perform in front of audience. And that was my first time that I stand in front of people to talk and all that. So it gives you the courage. And I also say that my church has also played a pivotal role. Church of Pentecost, Jamestown Assembly. As a child, you perform in front of the congregation. At a point, I became the assistant youth secretary, where you have to stand in front of the church and preach and all that. So all these things are things that would it would definitely shape you. So education, I mean, 100%, that has really shaped me and all that. Yeah.
So I want us to speak about comedy. I know you were doing comedy in skits, and then you transitioned onto the stage. I think you mixed the two. What was your first experience on the stage as a stand-up comedian? How was it like for you?
My first experience as a stand-up comedian was successful. It was successful because I always say that I should have started stand-up comedy long time ago. But like I said, I really take my time to do things. I don't rush things. And because I took my time, by the time I came out, I had already learned from Foster Romanus. I had learned from Nino. I had learned from, the Clemento Suarez's, all the guys. I've really asked questions. I probe. Brimpong, the early days, Funny Face. I got opportunity to meet Funny Face way back at the University of Ghana, and we have conversations. We talk. Okay, so this one is done this way. So before I came out, I had read the comedy Bible. I had asked questions. Okay, how to make something humor, how to turn something upside down and make it funny. And so my first one, it was like a blast because Foster Romanos put me on, and I did a joke about my girlfriend and myself, and it was like everybody was on the floor, and it was huge. And then I came to do a comedy about a joke about asking my father money to go and buy food. Those days, staying at Jamestown, you are hungry, you go to your daddy in the morning, they will give you food. In the afternoon, you go down, then they will give you money to go and buy. So all those things were things that I played, and I always play with things around me, things that I have experienced, and then I turn them into comedy. Political issues, things that come in our newspapers, our news, I pick them and then I turn them into historical things. For instance, I have a joke that I said about, if Okonfanochi was to be in our present day Ghana, where the youth are now Gen Zs and the way we do our things on social media, I'm sure Okonfanochi wouldn't have been able to conjure the golden stool. Because if he had tried conjuring a golden stool and imagine Shatawale is there, they ask Shatawale, Shata, Konfanoji has conjured a golden stool. What do you have to say about it? Then it will be like, this is a comfort, be serious, a comfort. You
He
got
be like,
opportunity you go command golden stool, then you command give the only the Ashanti people. Everybody they are cry, what they go chop. So, these are things that you are able to bring the history, merge it with the present, and then come out something. So it's a whole lot. Comedy, you really have to research, you need to read, learn history and then how you can blend all those things.
so being a comedian in Ghana, is that a career path that can financially work for you to be subsistent?
It is, but like the beginning of everything is not easy. I mean, we have done shows early stages when we're doing theater and all that. We have done shows that we were paid with coke and bread. When you are done, they say, "Oh, Charlie, the coke, any bread, be biscuit and all that." And sometimes you go and then you get like 20, 30 cities. You are excited because you have the passion for it. So if the passion is there and you take your time to build to the top, I mean, it will really pay. But it takes time. It takes time. You need to nurture it. You need to slow down. You don't rush anything, and gradually, it will get to the level that you want to, and it will start paying. Yeah.
So I want us to speak about upcoming comedians. So, for example, if I look at the musicians, they are harnessing talent in their own way. If I look at the dancers, they are also harnessing talent. When I look at Afronita, I look at BWP, they have kids they are trying to groom to become like them and even better than them. I don't think I've seen anything like that with comedians. What is the Ghana comedian community doing to harness the next generation of comedy talents?
I think maybe you should look well because there are a lot of platforms. Initially it was not even there. Talk of let's say 10 years back, it wasn't like that. But from like 3 years down the lane, I think stand-up comedy, for instance, for example, now there's a comedy network, stand-up comedy network, where you have most of the comedians on. There are comedy clubs. Talk of the 2927 comedy club, talk of the Soho comedy club. Myself, we did a KVIP comedy club, which is no more. There are a lot of comedy clubs now where young talent are given the opportunity. Even now, some of the comedians are doing stand-up comedy clubs in their communities. One guy is doing one at Kaswa, some also doing theirs at Tema and all that. So it's an avenue where right now more talent. Now, if I tell you the number of young stand-up comedians that we have in Ghana, you'll be wild. I mean, each and every day. And it's not like they are just stand-up comedians and they are not doing well. All the comedians are wild. They are giving up back-to-back jokes, punches, and here and that. So I think stand-up comedy is doing so well. When you talk of the theater, I would say that the theater to my production company in collaboration with the National Theatre of Ghana, PBA Entertainment in collaboration with the National Theatre of Ghana, we have something that we call Wednesday Theatre, where we groom, we encourage young ones. So somebody should be a playwright, someone should be a director, someone should do costume, somebody should do light and sound, and then somebody should be a script write. Put up your show. We come and look at the play. If it's good, the National Theatre will give you the venue, they will give you sets, they will give you props and everything. And then at the end of the day, you share gate proceeds. So this one encourages you to learn how to put up a production together as a young group, learn how to write proposals to get sponsorship and all that. So in our way, I think we know also able to create. Right now, I can say that there are some young production houses that are doing so well, where they've even taken things to another level. There are some production houses, even in this December, they are going to stage a whole performance in a bus. The bus is moving, and then they are doing a play in the bus. Just look at that. So imagine traveling to Kumasi from Accra, and then you have a theater piece going on, and you see Clemento Shares and Ntatia in the bus, and then we have fun. And so this is not my initiative. These are initiatives from guys who are also young, and they are also thinking outside the box, and they are bringing these things up. So I think the future is very bright and beautiful. Yeah, we'll get there.
So future is very bright. I see you guys replacing a Japmo and you went in buses for a long haul trips. I want us to speak about the National Theatre. You did mention the National Theatre. Is the National Theatre just a building? What is the National Theatre when we talk about it?
So I would say that the National Theatre is not just a building, it is a whole lot. I call it a shrine. If I say it's a shrine, it's something that is precious to me, particularly the stage, because I see it as a place where people are able to make life for themselves, because that's where you perform and you get paid. So I see the stage as a shrine, somewhere that, I mean, the National Theatre embodies a whole lot. A sound engineer can be there who is also making, a career out of sound. They have the light technician who is in charge of light, and that is the work of the light technician. He is being paid for doing light. And so the National Theatre is like an an embodiment of what I say, um, a process of making a living, because out of the National Theatre, you're able to make a living from there. You have the workers there, you have the lighting room, you have the scenic room where you have people building sets, and that is their work. They are being paid every month for doing that. You have the lighting booth where people will print light and everything, sound booth, sorry, and then and all that. So it's a whole lot. People are being paid for what they do. Then you have the caretakers of the place. It even comes to the cleaners, where they work, and they have the managers talking about the business aspect. You need somebody to manage the theater. So we have the manager of the theater. We have the chief executive officer of the theater. So a whole lot goes into the theater. And in the same building, you have the dance, the dance company, which is the National Dance Company, where you have their leader who is in charge of the dancers. It is there when people they are able to rehearse all the time, and these guys travel outside. They have the baby chroma where they put up shows, traveling to the United States, to Europe, performances and all that, performing in national gatherings also. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
I know the idea of the National Theatre was conceived in 1957. We had it built. I think construction started in 1990, finished in 1992, right? Since 1992, I don't think we have any other national theaters, any other buildings to be able to house the number of creators we have in Ghana. If you were to send a message to government and also the private sector in terms of supporting the creative space with another national theater, what would you say to them?
Let me start from my own backyard. I mean, I supported the MPP basically for two things: one, free SHS, and then secondly, when the president promised that he's going to build theaters across the regions. Today, I'm giving you this should I say, a special revelation, because I've not said it anywhere. I think these two things really got me to support the MPP. First, the free SHS, and then the second, building of the theaters. Because as a theater practitioner, if I hear that the government is coming to build theaters across the regions where I can put up a show in Accra, the same show I can take it to Takwa and get a good theater there, the same show, take it to Kumasi and get good theater there, then I'm the happiest person that, I should support him so that, they can be able to do what they want. Unfortunately, they couldn't do as they said. They did some, they couldn't do all. I remember they cut a saw to build a theater in Kumasi. I don't know how far it is. Renovated some of the cultural centers. I think Kufuridia was renovated, but I was looking at an entire new theater that is being built to standard, where everything is fresh and well catered for, so that we can go there and perform. But unfortunately, it broke my heart a little bit, because I thought I was going to see all those things, but they couldn't. I pray that the current administration, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, would see the need and how important theater performance and all that it's, so that they can invest in building the theater. If the previous government was able to start something, I urge them to continue. For instance, the Kumasi one, I know they started, and I know this, they cut a sword. I don't know how far it is, but I pray that if it is there, they will also look at it and probably maybe construct one or two more theaters for us. Because, for instance, when you go to Kumasi, you are looking for a standard theater, befitting theater to perform in. You don't get. So we are resort to perform at the Great Hall, at the KNUST and all that. So it really doesn't give you the encouragement to really send a place across, because you feel there are no better theaters. Sometimes we have to perform in hotels, in Takoradi like this, where you go, you have to perform at Atlantic Hotel and all that. So it's very difficult sending places. And even now, the theater is getting in Accra. Even the National Theater, one in Accra, is getting choked. For instance, my company this year has not been able to stage any play because the whole place is booked. And from January to December, there's no space at all. So these are the things. So even if there's a means that we can even construct one more in addition, it's not a bad thing. Let's do this and then give opportunities, so that the theater can employ a lot of people. We've not really looked at it. There are people from the performing arts. You ask them, and they are, we don't know what to do after school. Some have to divert to different areas, and it's sad. So I pray that, I'll plead with the current government to consider theater, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. If there's any means to build more theaters, they should consider, because it can create more jobs.
So this is a clarion call to the private sector and also the government. If there's any means to build more theaters, we are calling on you to build more theaters for us. And also look at this December. The National Theatre is packed. And it means that if Ghanaians are going to the theater, their stress is relieved, and it's going to translate into the lives of the people. So if you are watching this, whoever is watching this, please help us in having more spaces for Ghanaian theater. So let's continue with the conversation. In terms of your acting and comedy, do people recognize you when you go outside, and how uncomfortable is it sometimes?
I think I'm excited about something. People do recognize me. Yes, they do. They see, oh, Ntatia, what's up? Sometimes you buy food and they pay for you. Sometimes you're going to buy a shirt and something like, oh, I'm into actually. Then now my did you say it has happened a lot of times. Sometimes, people want to do you favor because of your performance and what you do and all that. You get people even inviting you to their offices to have a conversation with them and all that, which is a beautiful thing. I personally, um, sometimes I even forget that I'm an actor. So you are in town and people call you and you're like, nah, I don't know, Mofia Mesa, that kind of thing. So I think, should I say, the stardom or the popularity bit is not with me. I didn't start with that, so it's not with me. It's not part of me. So I live my life freely. I feel free. If I want to board trotro, I can board trotro any day, anytime, without any worry. I can sit by the roadside and buy my gobe and eat my gobe without any worry. I can sit by the roadside and meet some fitters and we'll have a conversation about Chelsea scoring Barcelona yesterday, and I will not have a problem. So that's it. I am as simple as that. Like, on social media, I post my thing. If you come and comment, I will reply you. People will be like, "Hey, is that Ntatia who has replied?" That's me. I feel it is nothing. It is nothing. It's just by the grace of God where you've done something and people like you. So I personally don't have it at the back of my mind like a celebrity kind of thing. I even say that I am not a celebrity yet. I am a popular person, a little popular, where people appreciate what we do and we vibe with them. So, yɛnkyerɛ yɛn ho saa. Yɛnkyerɛ yɛn ho. Sɛnea ɛteɛ, ɛnyɛ obiara.
Okay, so two more questions and I let you go. What is the funniest thing you've been paid for to do?
What's the funniest thing
thing? Yeah, paid
I've been paid to do?
Yeah.
I think some years back, I was paid to entertain kids and I had to dress like a clown and I was just jumping with them. It was very stressful.
So, one last thing. This platform is career and education focused. So, I want you to speak to a student out there who is in JSS looking to pursue the pathway you have chosen. Or I want you to speak to a parent whose child has a theater inclination or is looking to go into theater. What message would you send to first the student and also the parent?
I would say parents are there to guide the path of their kids. But when they turn adults, let's say 17, 18, when they are entering the university and they have passion in something, and if you've not recognized as a parent and the child suggests to you that, oh, mom, I think I'm strong in theater arts or I'm strong in performance, give them the opportunity. I think I was lucky to get a father and a mother who really understood me, who are like, hey, it's your life. At the end of the day, we are not going to be there forever. You would definitely continue the path that you are going to choose. So choose your own path and follow it. So my father didn't choose a path for me. He allowed me to select a path, and then he guided me through it. And I think that today I am who I am today because I got opportunity to be who I am. So parents, allow the kids, your children, give them the guidance, what they love, the passion that they have for something, guide them and give them. So far as it is not something that they are going to do, is going to bring crime or something bad, just coach them and give them the motivation for them to be what they want to do. Sometimes parents will be like, hey, Oko Eden, Oko invest, Oko dance, back, and then at the end of the day. But now people are making money out of dance. If I would not exaggerate, I would say that University of Ghana dancers, dancing students are the most students who get opportunity to travel outside to perform, to even school at the end of the day, because it brings a whole lot of opportunity. Theater students always travel here and there. Music students travel a lot. So, and if you talk about courses that the foreigners come and learn, it is performing arts. You see them around the performing arts department. Some are doing drums, some are doing saprewa music. Because what are you going to teach them? Medicine. They will not come and do medicine here. But this is our own. So that's where we also boast. This is us. This is our own. This is where they also don't see it in their country and they want to learn. So medicine, you don't see whites coming to do medicine in Ghana, but they come and do drums, music, dance, theater. They come and learn it, the Ghanaian theater and all that. So and the youth that want to venture into theater, I mean, believe in what the path that you've chosen. Have faith in it. Whilst you are in it, don't just rest. Try to make connections before you complete school. And that's one thing that I always say, that it's been a backbone. It has really helped that because we got the connections, we spoke with people, we ask questions. If you see somebody doing well and you like the person, approach the person. If the person doesn't give you a listening ear, don't worry, try another person. Keep trying until you get a listening ear who will guide you. And we were lucky. I mean, when we entered, we met Clemento Suarez, Foster Romanos, Daniel DeLong Dems, and I mean, we got into their group easily. Through them, we learned a lot, the back and forth of everything. So when you go into the school and you have some people already doing well, because when we got there, Ntatia was already huge on TV, and we saw Ntatia. Hey, Charlie, this guy is the one on TV. Hey, how did you do it? Hey, this script, how are you able to learn the lines? Okay, I take the lines one by one. So ask questions, be humble, be patient, don't rush. If you have the dream, nurture the dream. Don't rush to put the dream out there. If it will take you 1 or 2, 3 years, make sure the dream is really ready before you put it out there, and everything will be fine.
So, viewers at home, Prince Amoabe was my guest today. Thank you, Prince Amoabe. As
Thank
I
you,
said, not the rich man yet, but the
but
future rich man.
what if I'm the rich man now?
Well, you can hand me some dollars. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Allow your Momo pin and
Okay.
send your Momo pin to me. Let me send you something.
Yes, boss. I would send my Momo pin. So to my viewers at home, it's been an interesting conversation with Prince Amoabe. He is a creative in Ghana. If you are looking to go into theater, or if your child is looking to go into a creative space, Prince says that allow your child, nurture your child, and be that guide for your child's future. Until another episode of Life After School. My name is Yaw Agyei. Like, share, and subscribe.